Okay, so here we are. We are going to dive right in tonight. You guys, I'm just so pleased that you could join us tonight. I am recording, so anybody that can't make it tonight can catch up with Courtney and everything that she's going to pour out for all of us tonight. But I just want to say welcome to September. I am so stoked and shocked. I can't believe, I don't know if you feel like me, but I can't believe it's September. How did it get to be September? Like, what the heck? But here we are. We're in September, and we are going to make this a September to remember. Mark my words. This is going to be a really, really incredible month. I want to start us out before I let Courtney take us all on a journey here tonight with a quote. And I did jot down some notes because I am known to not have the best memory and I will butcher it. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to read it for you. But I just love this. And I think it's definitely something that makes me think of Courtney when I read this. Attract what you expect, reflect what you desire, become what you respect, and mirror what you admire. Okay, so that's kind of the precedence that I want to start this call with tonight. So again, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just so excited to be able to introduce to many of you. You already know, many of you know her, but Courtney Bowman. I had the pleasure of meeting her and spending quality time together. Courtney, can you believe it's been a year? It's been over a year, like a year and a half ago at Winner's Circle. And that was honestly like when we really got to understand each other, to connect with each other. My gosh, I learned so much from spending just a couple of days with Courtney down in Bradenton. It was amazing and wonderful. And, you know, she's been with It Works since 2019, which is impressive. And I personally, even from a distance, because her personal enroller and leader is the incredible Jackie Deering, and she has done a phenomenal job of raising up this leader. But from a distance, from a loving distance, I've been able to just watch Courtney grow into this incredible leader herself, this incredible example for all of us. So Courtney, like, I just want to start out here real quick by letting everybody know, and you all probably know this. This is not going to be the context of our call tonight, but during the month of August, when so many people say, it's summertime, you know, it's slow, and people aren't effectively working their business, a lot of times people just put it on the back burner. And the truth is there are people vacationing. Sometimes it's us as independent distributors. Sometimes it's the people we look at as our prospects, our potential customers, our potential distributors. But the truth is that it boils down to one thing, and it's a decision. This woman right here enrolled 64 loyal customers and 10 distributors on her team in the month of August. Like, if you're not in the chat yet, you guys, come on, let's throw some love at Courtney for her commitment, her dedication to her business, her willingness to reach out and touch as many people as she possibly can. I just think this is an incredible feat that for me, quite frankly, Courtney, you know this, I would be like, so overwhelmed with that kind of enrollments. That's just not the nature of how I operate my business. Some people do and some people don't. So I just bow to you. I think you're amazing and wonderful. And I want for you to just start us out tonight, Courtney, with just similar to our conversation this whole last week. What happened in May? What happened in May that created a shift in your business?
Yeah, I will never forget May because thank you for the introduction. I feel so special, by the way. In May, it was like literally one of just a really bad month for me. I really, this is my baby. This business is my baby and it's my everything. And I've worked so hard, you know, to leave that 9 to 5 and to be with Sean full time in a whole different country and everything. And I had worked so hard for it. And I just was like, why isn't it exploding? I'm doing, you know, everything in my power. And I was like, just not getting the results that I wanted. And I remember crying to Sean about like just my husband, how I just wanted this so bad. And I would do anything that it took to make it happen. And so I just had an epiphany like that, the end of the month. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just try to go full throttle and just I've never really tried just to see how far I could actually go. You know, I would just be like, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
get 5 abs a day. And I would just like pound that out and I'd get my 5. But I'm like, but what if I just did as many as I possibly could before I went to bed every day? You know, just really pushed yourself. I just wanted to see what I was capable of, really, really at the end of the day. And so I started to do that even before the month of May ended, because I'm like, I cannot end May with this little of enrollments for me. It just wasn't up to my par,
Yeah.
or whatever that word is, you know, up to my standards that I set for myself. And it has been so fun, like having little competitions with myself, every single month. And I'll never forget years ago watching a top leader in the company talk about how her business was booming in June. And a year or two ago, my business was Sleepy Town. And I'm like, oh, it's summer. And that was just my mindset, right? I'm like, it's
Yeah.
summer. And I don't know where I heard that from. Like, I must have heard it from somewhere, or maybe it was just like already in there. And I'm like, it's summer. Maybe teachers, you know, it's summertime. And I just thought that business was always going to be slow. That was just the way it was, until a year or two ago, I saw a top leader bragging on her team about how crazy of a month they had. And it was June or July, I can't remember. And I was like, well, I want that. I just want to see if I'm capable. I just wanted to see if I was capable. And so I just set
Mm.
this unspoken rule for myself. I'm like, I'm just going to try. I'm going to go ham and I'm just going to see what happens. And, you know, I still have my post-it notes, like literally up in front of me. Like I'm still staring at them. I'm still staring at the goals that I set back then. And it's crazy how many things have come true just by pushing myself to the edge. Like, you know, just, can I do a little more than that? And so, yeah, I had to hit that kind of like the low for me to motivate me, like emotion causes motion kind of thing, to push me towards having the best summer of my career. And it's been one heck of a ride. And I've never worked this hard and I've never had such great results. And I just want to pass it on to as many people as I can.
Yeah, I just freaking love it. And you know what, you guys, like each one of us independently, I mean, I was going to say, if you have the best summer of your business, put a one in the chat. Should I say that? Let's just see who puts it in there besides Courtney. Because here's the thing, like each and every one of us in our lives, our personal lives, in the decisions that we make every single day, whether it's in our business or in our personal relationships or in our personal care, it all boils down to one thing. And that one thing is the decision. Just like Courtney just said, she just made a decision. She was like, I'm just going to see how far I can push myself to see where it takes me. And now she's got something that she's going to be able to carry and share for a lifetime in her business of experience and wisdom. And that's what we gain when we push ourselves to the edge, so that we can see really and truly, like, what are we made for? What can I do? Instead of allowing all of the self-doubt and listening to all the noise around us that can work as distraction. Like, I'm thinking right now, and I would love to know in the chat, like, if it's something in your business, what's one area that you could channel some of Courtney into your business? And there's lots of different aspects of our business, but what's one area that you could push yourself to the edge to see what would happen over the next 4 months, the last 4 months of this year? Actually, I guess it's, yeah, September, October, November, December. I have to count on my fingers. But yeah, thank you, Courtney. Oh, I love that. Finger counters. Yes. But like, what is the one thing that you can do in your business that's going to put you in a position where you can say, this was the best freaking fall of my business, and where I'm starting 2023 is insane because I've done the setup for a remarkable year. Okay. So Courtney, back to you. So one of the questions that I had, because you are very disciplined in your business, I mean, was there anything new that you started doing? Like, can you just kind of share what that was like when you said, okay, I'm going to the edge? What does that look like?
Right. So I was like, for me, doing the checklist, whatever that checklist is that's been, you've created for yourself, that was not the problem. I was completing the
Mm.
checklist, and I was, maintaining those results that I got, for 2 years. I've just been like, I peaked, and then I've just been maintaining that, and it's because I'm still doing the same things that I learned how to do 2 years ago, and I haven't like
Mhm.
evolved past that because I just thought those skills could get me, would keep me going, but it's not. Like, they've gotten me so far, and it's like, ooh, I got to level up. So, what have I done? I just really pushed myself with Host to Post personally. I know
Okay.
everyone has their things. Now, listen, TikTok is an amazing, like, you have to be on there if you're, or video content in general. I have to say, you're missing out on hundreds and thousands of people of eyes on you, right? Of course. So, video content is non negotiable for me. I post every day because you never know which one's going to go. But in the
Mhm.
meantime, while I'm waiting to go viral, okay, that could be a year from now. Okay, what am I
Yeah.
doing now to help my business right now and teach my team to do that? I know will provide results, and that is Host to Post. So I had this kind of thing where I'm like, okay, I'm getting like, okay results with Hap. I'm like, I wonder if I just really pushed it. If I went like, whatever my goal was, 5 to 10 a day, I feel like I was personally, I was slacking with that. And I was just kind of, getting by, getting my same enrollments, but I wanted to skyrocket. So some days, like, I literally would get up, oh my gosh, like so many Host to Posts. I can't even tell you. I know I minimum got at least 700 up this month, but I
Wow.
think like, and I think I got more. I think I just there's got to be more. Yeah. And I know Maggie's doing really well with Host Post too. Which I love when the team does that too. They're like, oh, you're winning with that. Why don't I do that? So for
Right.
me, it was pushing myself with Host to Post. Now, a new thing that I did was, okay, if I'm getting pretty good, I don't know what the stats are, the averages, but let's just say for every 10 Host to Posts up, you got one customer. Let's just say, right?
Yep.
I had this epiphany, and I'm like, oh, but I'm not getting distributors, and I'm not willing to give up my LC enrollments to sacrifice. I want it all. I was a greedy
Yeah.
girl this summer. And I was like, I wonder if I really pushed myself and if I got, DT haps up, this like, matching, like every customer, or pardon me, product hap I got up, I would, then the next one would be a DT, and I would just go one and one with that. And my DT enrollments went up for me, because
Yeah.
that would really get sacrificed when I was focusing so much on LCs. And you can't LC your way to triple, So I
Right.
was, you just can't. So I was thinking I need to grow my team. And so I challenged myself with that. And that proved to be, it's still working to this day. And I know that all the seeds I've planted this summer for people wanting extra money for Christmas, I know they're going to come to me. It's just a matter of time because I've so I think if I continue to,
Yes.
so that's really what I did this summer, is hacked my little heart out.
Hacked your little heart out. Oh my gosh. Does anybody else feel just so inspired to be more consistent? Like, I'm not even going to tell you guys how many haps I got up last month.
Mhm.
I mean, I enrolled 9 customers. I didn't enroll 64. But here's the thing, like, if you feel like what you were doing is this big in comparison to what Courtney just shared, and this is not to make you feel bad, but honestly, like, just raise your hand in the chat if you're like, oh, wow, I can do more. Like, I mean, if this woman, what would you say on average, Courtney? And again, like, you don't have to work yourself to the bone in this business. Lord knows I don't. I pick and choose what I'm going to do, and I just make sure that the activities that I do are income producing and not just blindly out there doing things that are not going to generate what I want to grow in my business. But how many hours a day would you say that you put committed time into your business? What would you say per day?
Well, every morning for me is my most productive time of my day.
Oh,
It's like
interesting.
right after I have my skinny brew, I'm like revved to go. So for me, it's 3 hours. And that could be like, an hour, then going to the grocery store. And then like,
Yes.
like it could be whatever. But I would say 3 hours for me is my happy place where I can get a huge amount of work done. And then if I have more, that just means I'm getting more than my 20, haps up that day, which is great for future Courtney, which I every day I go, will future Courtney like that I only got 5 up today, or would Courtney like 50 or whatever, and I think of like just the future, and that motivates me a lot just because, I don't know, just I always think of the future. So I would say like 3 hours. probably.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. But even more amazing than I think is the aha moment that I got, and probably others have too, at the fact that you're focusing on the future, Courtney. Like you're not looking at what can I do today? You're looking at what do I want to grow to? What am I going to continue to grow and expand? And that's one of the things that I love about you. The things that I hear coming out of your mouth when we have conversations through Messenger is, you know, you're always willing to learn. You're so humble and you're always willing to learn and always willing to grow. What would you say was one of the number one things that has taken you from a brand new distributor in 2019 to creating this incredible work ethic, effective work ethic that just produced your best summer ever for income?
So what do you think got me there? Like, what do you think the most like the factor that, oh gosh,
Yeah, what were some of your experiences, the lessons that you've had to learn, you know, things that have literally taken you from a brand. Every one of us is a brand new distributor when we first start, and it's what we're open to receive. Being open-minded is huge, but allowing those influences to come in where you don't necessarily always know everything. You're not doing everything you possibly can. You know, you're open to receiving more information so that you can become better and grow. So, I mean, is there anything? I don't know if you're a reader. Are you a reader or like?
Oh my gosh, huge reader. And then I also am super resourceful. You know, I am. The one fault I have is I'm always scared when I started. Not now. I'm like, I'll ask the silliest of questions because I know it's going to speed up my results. But in the beginning, I was very shy to ask what's Hostapost, and like my first Hostapost I put up actually had Jackie's name in it. Okay. Like I didn't understand. So I posted, I got someone to post and it was Jackie's name, but you're supposed to put your own name in it. But I was too shy. I'm like, I don't understand what this is, you know? And I think like that blocks you. Like, I think I put myself 6 months behind. I could have gone Ruby way earlier if I just would have been, first of all, using the resources at my fingertips. So like Jackie has set up trainings for us, and I always tell my new distributors, like, if you're not using them, like you're really it's just gonna take longer to achieve your goals. So being resourceful, super disciplined, have a work ethic, and don't think about like the results right now. I was really I always had the perspective of, you know, even if it takes me 10 years to replace my teacher job, then so be it, because the time's gonna pass anyway. So have like that long-term mindset.
Yeah.
But do the work. Like don't chill or anything. Like I'm gonna get there in 10 years. But no, it's like do the hard work, and then maybe if it happens sooner, then great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all those things, and then growing my mind consistently. I find that if I don't listen to my Jim Rohn or whatever your resources may be, and you know, I feel like you just learn more from their experience, and you can literally learn someone's 55 years on this planet's experience in, you know, 6 hours in an audiobook while you're walking on the treadmill getting haps up. And that just like is my jam. You know, I really had this hunger to learn as much as possible and just be better. I just felt like there was so much I didn't know, and I still feel like that. I just want to learn everything. You know? Yeah.
I love that. And I definitely feel that hunger from you. And that's what makes this so magical, because you know what? A closed mind will have a closed business. You know, when we get to a place where we're like, oh, I do that. Yep, I do. Yeah, I do HAPS. Well, then why are you not enrolling? You know, so that's the next question that I want to say, because we can waste. I say waste. We're making connections, but we can burn a lot of time having people put up post to post. But if our conversations aren't directed to that enrollment and sharing with that person on the other end of the conversation what this product or opportunity is going to do for them, then it's almost wasted time. And we don't want anybody wasting time in this business. So can you give us a little bit of insight on what those conversations look like? You enrolled freaking 64 customers and 10 distributors. Like, tell us the goods. Give it to us.
I think every opportunity, I take it all. Like there's no stone, what is it, left unturned. That's like, if that, whatever the quote is. Sorry, I'm like sleepy. I feel like I'm like, is that right? So literally it's just this beautiful cycle. So every time someone comes from a host to post, of course you just have your product conversation, but I'm not I think like also I'm not upset if they don't want to buy from me, and I don't go off in a downward spiral if one person says no thank you or not right now. I go, oh, that's great, because you know what, they're
Yeah.
gonna help for me, and the whole point of this is to get more haps up, to meet more people, because this, my perspective is this person will buy from me eventually. If it's not today, what if 10 of their friends in the meantime buy from me, and then those 10 friends who I just talked to today are all going to put haps up, and I just got 20 haps up in an hour in 20 brand new Facebook networks that I've never accessed before. And then it's
Wow.
just like this beautiful, but you have to like, I always imagine it, I'm totally going off on a tangent, but I always imagine have like a train. And if your train's sitting there, you know how they get rusty and it's really hard to get them going. But then and it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I trying? Why, like, this is ridiculous. This is so hard. And it's like rusty and it's slow and it's moving at a snail's pace. But the more you happen, the more you happen, the more you happen, the more you happen, the more you have, it's like this warm, well-oiled, fast going at like, just, that's just what it is. When it's going, it's great. That's why I never want to stop, because I never want, because sometimes in the past I'd be like, ooh, business is a little slow these past couple days. I'm like, oh darn, I haven't gotten a hap up, like back
Yeah.
in May. So I forgot what you asked me. I totally just intentionality, long-term vision. I forget the question, but
It doesn't even matter.
yeah,
It doesn't even
but
matter. This is awesome. You
I
did.
feel like, how did I get 64 commercials? Is that what you asked me? How did I
Well, I
get
was
there?
just asking, I know one of the questions that Ruth asked is what techniques are you using to find people that post for you every day? So where are these what does this conversation sound like? And
Okay,
who are
so
we
first
talking
of
to?
all, yeah, okay, so literally everyone on my, first of all, if you're brand new and you have 20 friends, it's going to be really hard to be successful with host to post if you're not growing your network. If this is called network marketing, you need to have a network to market to. Maggie said that one time and
Mm,
it just really hit me. I was like,
wow.
that is a great point. And so if you don't have a network, your number one priority is to grow your network. And you just, like, when I first started, I just found a way. I was like, I'm going to add, whoever, whenever, and get to that 5,000 friend limit ASAP. That's like your job.
Mm,
But once you have some friends to message, I'm doing anything and everything to get haps up. And I'm not afraid to ask someone to post twice, three, four, five, six, up to 10 times a month, maybe more. If they're getting comments, it's totally worth it, because if they're getting comments, and how many times have you posted about the coffee, and not all 5,000 friends see every single post, right? So
absolutely.
if they could post a couple times, and I'll get new different people on their friends list commenting on the, TFX or whatever hap I put up. But I think
Ah,
like, just where there's like, I just find a way to get messages up, and I've developed strategies. I have like 10 strategies. I host hackathons every Saturday, and I literally teach these strategies to anyone who wants to come. And it's really easy. It's like messaging your friends list. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, it's
yeah.
literally so easy. It's like scrolling your recent feed, like, the people who have just posted, so they're online, so you can catch them and message them, and they almost always say yes. So it's like little things like that. But you can't just, I think like the number one thing I want to say is, it's, if you're doing hap once a week, no wonder you're frustrated. Like, I would be so frustrated, because if you are not anything in this business, if you're not doing it consistently, you're not going to get great results, and it's going to lead to you being frustrated and wanting to do less and less and less of the tasks. You have to be on top. For me, hap covers everything. You're messaging people about the products every day, you're growing your network every day, you're organically making new connections. They're adding me. They want to buy what I have to offer. They want the job opportunity that I have to offer. They're adding me, which is so cool. Plus, I'm growing my network on top of that. So it's just an amalgamation of everything. It's like a recipe. You can't have like a cake without the eggs or the vanilla or the whatever you want, right? So it's definitely, but it's consistent. And if your hap will only work if you do it every day. And I don't care if two haps is your goal, that's great. But if you want to aggressively go after your goals, up the ante and do it consistently every day, and watch, like, just watch your business boom. Trust me, it will happen. And then using all those opportunities every time you talk to someone to either talk about the products. You don't want the products. Okay, put up a hat for me. After you put up a hat for me, guess what I'm going to say? Oh, do you know I get paid for putting up posts just like that? Have you ever thought about doing what I do? And then I just repeat that conversation like literally any from 20 to 100 times a day. And then it's just a matter of time before I get someone, you know.
Gosh, I think what you just said is that you just do this over and over and over again. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think that people come and go in our business, or they, start off real good and then they slow down because they get bored with the idea of doing those repetitions, those same things over and over again. But ultimately, the question has to be for each and every one of us, like, when we find that system that works, like what Courtney has, are we willing to commit to it and do that lather, rinse, repeat over and over, even when it feels boring, even when it's not challenging, when you know that you can earn 6 figures, not only a year, but you can earn 6 figures a month in this business? Like, is it worth it to continue to pursue that? And I say, heck to the yes, it is so worth that pursuit. So I think in a nutshell, what I get from you, Courtney, and what I just feed off of your energy is that you are committed. You're not afraid to work. You're not afraid to try things, and you're not afraid to just freaking go all in and have the challenge not be to the person on the left or the person on the right or the person up above or the person down below, but that competition is you. And you know what I hear from you, and I know you guys feel this, is I have this like solid confidence that comes from Courtney, because she's freaking done the work. She has grown into this confident businesswoman who gets to be an example for the rest of us. So I applaud you. I think you're so awesome. I'm so grateful that you are just a one team, one mission kind of person. I know we're all team, but that you just will openly share. You open up those Saturday hackathons, and I know you've included me. Next time I see that clip art, I'll be sure to share it again too. And just, you're the kind of people that make this business go around, Courtney. And so I just want to congratulate you for just everything you've done. And you get to come spend some time with me next week. And I can't wait for our Diamond and Above Leadership Retreat. Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. I get that Courtney time, and I'm so grateful for that. Thanks you guys for joining tonight. I hope that you feel like you will leave here tonight with something that you can take to the bank. I know this business is all about that personal commitment. And when you make a decision, I made a decision 3 months ago to lose weight, and I've lost 20 pounds and feel like a completely different woman than I did 3 months ago. And even though I know what I'm sharing here tonight, it's just a decision. We all get into those funky places in our lives, no matter what it is, whether it's our personal health or our weight or our business or how we talk to people or what we're willing to do in our businesses. It might be in your marriage, your relationships, but it all boils down to there's very few things in this life, you guys, that we are in control of. There's 2 things. That's what you think and what you do. So those 2 things can carry you through the end of this year and have a banging 2023 because of the work that you put in now. So I'm so stoked. I'm so excited. I still can't believe it's September, but I'm running with it. I'm just so stoked. So thanks for being here tonight. I know you've got another call to hop on, and we got 1 minute to spare. We did good, Courtney. Thank you so much, as always. Love you all bunches. We'll do it again.